Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I'm not the one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused.
That's not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What's wrong with you?
Oh my god. She just punched me in the face. We were just doing a street interview with my camera and everything was fine for over 20 minutes or however long we were filming, and then she just punched me in the face. Oh my god.
All right, so there's a couple segments to it that I want to play, but I want to get initial reactions before we move forward past this situation. All right, so I want to start with Angie. Angie, what? Give me your thoughts.
All right, so I have some questions before I respond. Are we only responding to that segment because if we're only looking at that, I saw that whole clip, and that is an unfair snippet of that because that makes the girl who punched her look absolutely crazy. But if you hear the conversone.
Okay, describe. Okay, in
wait, what context do we need for her?
No, wait.
You piqued my interest now.
I'm not condoning the violence.
No. Wait. Explain it in a way to where it makes sense to you. Because the implication is, from your perspective, there's a different way of looking at it where the chick doesn't look crazy. So I'm interested to hear the perspective where she seems reasonable. That's what I want to hear that perspective from you.
Okay, so I'm not saying that she's
no. Don't be scared now. Don't be scared.
No, I'm not scared. But what I'm saying is, you can't go saying what she did was try to make the aggressor in that situation sound absolutely crazy when she said, "Well, I'm not the one saying that you should kill." The conversation prior to, not the conversation, but a few moments before that, they were having a conversation and she generalized and took a couple of that girl's words and made it sound like she just walked up and was like, F all of the kids in foster care. We should off them all. Like, it was very, and she's like, she asked her a few times, like, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. And she's like, still like poking a bear, so to speak. And then she's like, well, I'm not the one who said. So she's obviously short-tempered and she punched her in the face. But I'm not saying it was right. But that snippet makes it seem like she just was like on some big bad, like, I don't like that snippet. But yeah.
So wait. So before the next person goes, I gotta clarify something, Angie. So from your perspective, there's a view where she's not big bad. It's like there's a version out there where she seems reasonable for punching this lady in the face.
No, I don't want you to think that I'm saying that she should have punched her in the face. She should have exhibited some self-control by not punching her in the face. But the thought of punching her in the face probably would have went across my mind too. I wouldn't have done it. But she was poking the bear.
Okay,
in my opinion.
Listen, we'll dive deeper. We'll dive deeper. But Joe, what you think?
This is not a case of the liberals are going crazy again. Like, no, she was agitating her. Because I know that's where you're probably about to go with this.
Okay, all right. Joe, I want to hear you. Listen, I want to hear it.
All right. Well, I'll share my piece, but I want Chelsea to go first. So I want to hear from the shorties because I love that we have 2 women representation tonight. So we love to have y'all on. But Chelsea, out of curiosity, what was your initial reaction? How are you feeling about this clip? This little snippet.
I don't know the background like Ange, but I mean, it seemed wild that it seemed from that clip like she just kind of punched her out of nowhere. But it sounds like there was more.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let's assume that she was saying the worst things you could possibly imagine a human being saying to another human being. All right. Is there a scenario where this person is asking her questions and talking to her about whatever, and she could just tee off on her the way she did? Is there a scenario where it's like, that's kind of reasonable. I kind of get why she did it.
No.
I mean, I'm not really a violent person, so I would.
Yeah, I would
I mean,
even
you ain't
say
gotta be a
no
violent
to that.
person to.
You
But,
know,
like,
You have to be a
fighting
violent
is not
person
like my
to do that.
initial. Like I would either curse her out or walk away, or
Right.
but like my
Yeah.
Okay.
reaction is not to like punch her square in the face.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Angela definitely has me more curious about the whole segment. So I think on another night or another occasion, I'm definitely gonna see the whole the extended clip to see what happened. Right. But my initial reaction is, of course, if you're gonna crash out, especially on camera, it's gotta be really. It's gotta be something like egregious, like something where like you know because me and Ty will tell you like there's a line between men, right, when we talk, that if you say something, it's reasonable to crash out. We're not saying it's the best choice, but there are certain boundaries that men know we just don't cross with each other, because then it's like, oh, you sound like you can fight. Like I've told some dudes like, oh, you sound like you can fight. Like that's what you sound like right now. You know what I mean? Like, so you know, it's got to be reasonable for you to. How do you reasonably crash out though, right? I feel like it's kind of like you can't even say that, but no, I just don't think that from what I saw it warranted a punch to the face.
Right.
I think that when you lose the ability to have debate, because they were having an interview and it's one of those street interviews and we've seen lots of different ones, when you lose that ability to just speak civilly, it's a sad time, right? And I feel like this is reflective of like American, not just American society, but I live here, so I'm gonna speak for America. Like it's American culture right now. We can't have conversations without people getting to name calling or violence or canceling people. And this is where we are now. We can't have civil discourse anymore. So that's my initial reaction. This is just a reflection of that. But damn, that she leaked her though. Like when they zoom back their camera and the whole
I wasn't expecting that.
So this the part to me that one of the parts to me that was corny is that she really snuck her. She was pretending to talk and she just teed off on her. It was like you didn't. It wasn't like she was like, oh, okay, what you trying to do? Like let's square up, let's do this. Right. No. She was pretending to talk on the microphone. She's like, that's not what I'm saying, and then just hurry up and quickly punched her before the girl could react. So she knew she was going to punch her before she did it. It wasn't like a knee-jerk reaction. You planned that shit. You could have did several. She pretended to talk and then punched her. It's not like the girl responded to what she said.
Like because she kept saying the same thing to her.
But she was in the middle of a sentence. She was in the middle of a sentence and punched her. It's not like the girl said something that pissed her off. The last syllable she said.
She said, "I'm not the one who said you should kill kids in foster care or something."
But she said that, and the girl was responding in the middle of her sentence. She punched her.
Right.
So you knew you were going to punch this lady. You were just trying to make sure she was off guard.
I don't think that that's true. I don't think that I got to disagree with that because.
Well, anyway, it was corny. The girl had no time to react. It was absolutely. First of all, even if she could, listen. If you can't hold your own in a discussion or a debate or whatever, then you need to keep walking. You don't need to be one of those people that's, oh yeah, I'll take part in this 20-minute debate.
Right.
You're not capable of doing it because you don't have the mental capacity to do it, or the restraint, or whatever you want to call it. If you feel like you're getting your ass kicked in a debate and you want to fight, debating ain't for you. Just go home and play Scrabble or spades or whatever the fuck you do. That ain't for you. You're corny trying to fight this chick because you felt like she made you look dumb or rage baited you or whatever. That's not acceptable in any scenario. If it had been me, listen, you would have had to listen. I'd have followed this person to the ends of the earth and stabbed this motherfucker straight up. I'd have been like, bro, you're not gonna come out here and sneak me. Like that's listen. We not like you got me messed up. But anyway, listen, that was my piece on it. Let me play what her fate was, right? Because she ended up getting caught, and I'm gonna play a little something on her charges. So she got charges. There's an update.
She clearly
she's on camera. She's done. Yeah. She's done. But I'm gonna play her talking about the situation. That's the third clip I want to play. So I'm gonna play the joint, just a little clip about what the charges were.
Damn, we get a update, a reaction, a counter argument. Every perspective is there.
Right, Nopickspodcast. We gotta expand on this bitch, bro.
I was wondering if something.
I got a research team right now. Like,
I was wondering if something. Let me
check this out.
Good morning. Here are Brianna Rivers' charges. Let me blow it up for you and read them out loud. She got assault with intent to cause physical injury, assault recklessly causing physical injury, assault and harassment, injury to a family.
That I don't get.
Assault with physical injury and harassment.
She got charged with these?
Yeah, these are charges.
You know they threw the book at her.
Oh, she got a doll?
Yeah, she got a doll named that. It's the only Anyway, all right. So now that we got that right, so I'm gonna just play the last clip or whatever with her responding. So I feel like we don't really have much to say about what her fate was because those are just the charges, and that she rightfully deserves.
And this is her talking about her perspective. This her?
One?
Yeah, this her.
Literally going by her. People were saying in a lot of comments that I walked up to her like I'm a clout chaser. I was trying to get on the mic. I was looking for a platform to speak on. That's not true at all. Any of that. I am genuinely friendly and genuinely spread love.
Are you?
So anytime I can give someone a compliment, regardless to what it was that I was going through in my personal life at that time, I can. So the initial approach was cool. It was going smooth. Then she invited me to be on her channel. So she goes, "Oh, hey there, do you want to do an interview?" Generally an interview with, a professional reporter. They ask questions, they collect data, you move on. So this is what I'm thinking. As I attempted to explain one answer to a question, she continued rapid fire questions, causing my answers to become overlap and less open.
Statement? I'm sorry, I just had to pause this for a second. She read a statement like you can't just tell the story what happened. You had to read it. You had to write it down. Like, all right, go
Is
ahead.
this before or after the charges?
This is after the charges.
Oh.
For misinterpretation, because I was not able to completely explain what it was that I was saying. And I truthfully was not in the right state of mind. So it was just not coming together the way that it should have. Savannah continuously interrupted my thoughts, and she rage baited me by attempting to dictate what I was saying. There's even a point in the interview where I throw up the peace sign as a silent goodbye. And Savannah, like the temptress of trouble she is.
Okay.
So you're saying kill foster kids. When I said, yeah, why not? It wasn't saying killing living, breathing children. That was never the message.
That's what foster kids are. Living, breathing children are foster kids. Like that. What are you talking about? Like,
is she in jail?
I mean, no. I heard she's fighting it right now. She's fighting the charges. People like Ange out here, they gave her some GoFundMe money and she out right now.
Oh, guys, hurry, shut up.
No, let's keep going. Let me keep playing it.
I mean,
the point was, if a woman knows that she's pregnant, it's early enough that she can terminate, and she feels she's unfit, or she'll be abusive, or she just cannot provide. I do feel that it is best for her to have the choice to terminate as opposed to having a child and putting them into the foster care system. There are over 400,000 children currently in foster care. 40% of those children have reported maltreatment, physical abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse. Like these are the numbers and statistics behind what it was that I was saying. If you know you can't have a child, why not, make the choice that feels right in your heart, as opposed to giving them up to the system, and you cannot guarantee their well-being at all. You don't know what kind of families these children are going into.
All right, I get her point. Okay, anyway.
Don't try to cut her off, because don't do that. Don't do her like that.
3 seconds off. It was like 3. It was no more content.
I get her. I understand her point better now. I'm not saying it justifies the punch,
right?
But I can see why she'd be frustrated that her words or her argument was being misconstrued, because she wasn't saying kill foster kids. She was saying give women a choice to terminate that pregnancy and not bring that child into the world, to put them straight into the foster system, which is probably going to be a worse life for that, or a worse, outcome for that child. I mean, the chick was just like, well, you're saying kill foster kids. No, that's not what I said.
And I mean, she was beating her in the face with like, kill the foster. You said kill the foster. You said kill the foster. She's like, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. She kept saying it. So she's over it. She punched her in the face.
All right. So I was a foster kid.
I was gonna say, not all foster kids are.
I was a foster kid.
That's not the point.
It worked
we're
out
not
for me.
talking in exact. Like, it's not every foster kid, but the numbers that she said, I mean, I've never seen the numbers, but if they're factual, then she has an argument.
But listen, listen, that's not my debate. My beef isn't what her argument was. My beef was how she responded to the conversation. So I don't care what her merits are. She could have said the most intelligent thing, blew my nippers off. I'd have been like, oh damn, this chick's incredible. Like, however, her response to what happened was not reasonable, and her explaining it and trying to be like, oh, this temptress, blah blah blah. You said, oh, I put up a peace sign. Guess what? Another peace sign could have been you walking your little stubby ass fucking legs across the street and being like, I'm out.
She was about to walk away, she said, but then the chick kept provoking her.
You could have kept walking. You could have kept walking. Like, what the?
Yeah, but sometimes
you could have kept walking.
Walk away if she's following you and.
Yeah, like come on, Ty. Like we're not saying
if
she should have punched her in the face.
That's a different conversation. Then she, at that point, she's like stalking you or whatever. I'm sure there's a phrase for that. She's like entrapping, whatever the fuck is. But you decided to stay. You didn't leave. You could have left.
Have you guys seen Angela and Chelsea? Have you guys seen that old movie Baby Boy with Tyrese and Taraji? You know you guys seen Baby Boy? That's an old movie with Snoop Dogg. Remember the scene where they're having that argument and he's trying to walk out of the apartment and she's like following him the whole time while he's trying to leave. And she's like, and she's talking that mess and he's trying to walk out. And eventually he just snaps and he like backs and he hits her, right? Not justifying, right? But I'm just saying sometimes people are trying to walk away from a situation and that person is just following them, provoking them, trying to get that response out of that person. They want that response, right? For whatever reason. And I'm gonna have to watch this whole clip now because y'all, like I said, I want to see it in context. Like,
I'm not, yeah.
I gotta see like
this would have been a 2-hour fucking podcast.
It was that.
I mean, it's not the whole thing that I saw wasn't 20 minutes long. I didn't know the conversation was even 20 minutes until it just said that. Yeah. But what I saw was probably about 3 or 4 minutes. Like it was good enough for me to understand what the conversation was about. Well, I did hear her say that. I did hear her say, well, what about foster kids? And I did hear the aggressor say, like, yeah, them too.
The aggressor. She's not even a victim. She's the aggressor.
No, I'm talking about the girl who punched. The aggressor. Okay. I'm calling her the aggressor because she's the one that was aggressive. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. She was the aggressor because she got physical, but she was provoked. That's what I'm saying.
But for me, that's where the conversation starts and ends. Like if I get sucked into a debate with somebody and I don't like the points they're trying to portray as my perspective, I got two choices: either punch them or end the conversation or leave. Punching them is by far in every scenario the worst response. It's never the most. You're never going to tell me that no matter what the hell this reporter lady said to this chick, that it was her punching her was like, oh, well, I kind of could get it. There's nothing she could say. So that's why I think the rest of the interview is irrelevant, because there's nothing you can say to make her be like, oh, well, I see why you snuck this chick.
Nothing justifies the punch. Nothing justifies the punch. It's on camera. They got it. She may face a consequence. They've got the charges already there. She might get booked. It's already there. It's
I don't think she is, because they gonna see that girl following her. They're gonna see her trying to leave. They're gonna see Shorty like you. So I don't think that.
It depends. Yeah.
Unless you're telling me that she grabbed her hoodie and said, no, you're gonna answer these questions. Then I'm like, oh, okay, damn. She kind of bought that on herself. But if you're telling me she was just asking her questions and the girl turned around and punched her, you're going to jail.
Right.
You're going to jail. Like there's no scenario where this chick is innocent.
She is. She's going to jail. And not the sad thing, but like I actually agree with the chick, the aggressor. I forget her name, but the aggressor. We're gonna keep calling her the aggressor. I agree with her perspective. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like super gung ho about what's the euphemism for the A word, so we don't keep saying it. Is it what's the word we got for
fisticuffs? Fisticuffs.
Not fisticuffs. What's the word? What's the A word? Isn't there another word for it that we can say on YouTube?
I don't even know.
No, they say a bussy.
Babies, like what's the word?
Oh, no, I don't think there's no phrase. I don't think there's no phrase for the babies thing.
But I do think that women should have the choice, so that in certain circumstances, it's either the better
Was it
outcome for
unalive?
health.
I see that a lot.
Unaliving babies.
There you go.
But I don't think you can put those words together. Okay,
I
never
know,
mind.
putting it together makes it bad. I don't know. What I'm saying is I agree with her point, which is like, hey,
Right.
rather than have that child be in the foster system, why not just give that woman a choice to terminate that pregnancy, right? And I know some people are like, no, I never agree with it. But I mean, I agree with her point. Like, I'd rather that than the kid being in the foster system. Like,
hey, Joe. So I was having this argument earlier with a coworker of mine, right? So it made me laugh, right? So she found out that I voted for Trump, right? So this became a conversation at work.
Bill admits that.
Yeah. so she was like, yo, how could you vote for him? He wanted to take away women's ability to, choose whether or not whatever. And I was like, so her name's Millie, right? So I was like, Millie, I was like, I was like, you know what equality is, right? And she's like, yeah, well, like, what's equality? I was like, oh, you think men and women are equal, right? She's like, yeah, we equal. We got whatever. So I was like, okay. I'm like, well, how about this? I was like, if Trump does end up taking away the ability for women to do that thing, then guess what that makes us? I was like, it makes us equal because men don't have a choice. So if you don't have a choice either, then it's like that seems like equality to me. I'm sorry to tell you, because if I get old girl knocked up, she want to have it, I don't want to have it. Guess who don't got a choice? This guy. Now, listen. Now we talking about equality. This is real, true equality. Your ass ain't got a choice. I ain't got a choice. That just makes you closer to a man's level. Oh, and she looked at me like, you son of a bitch. I was like, listen, I'm a feminist. I tell people all the time, I'm a feminist, bro. Like, I love women's equality, bro. I love women's equality.
I hate because you're not saying it. You're not saying it because you're really a feminist. You're saying it to further be an
Listen, I want equal rights. I want 50%. I want 50% of women in Congress, and I want 50% of women on shrimp boats. I want them both.
Here you go,
I want them both out there. I want Angie Shrimp. I don't want Bubba Gump Shrimp. I want Angie Shrimp out there. Bunch of Angies on a boat getting crabs.
But here's the thing. You say men don't have a choice, but men easily just walk out of the situation and don't ever.
Let's talk about it, Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, but you still got to pay child support.
You guys still got the choice.
Not if you go to jail. If you don't pay child support, you go to jail.
Yeah, but there's ways
around
really
a choice.
That's
not a choice.
Liquidate their assets, and there's nothing to pay, and it's been done.
Okay, yeah, but you're choosing to live life as a goddamn hermit person, working under the table and driving a car and getting a fake ID. That's not a choice. That's a terrible existence.
Yeah,
it is a choice.
Well, I was gonna. So interesting that Chelsea brought that point up, right? You guys, I don't know how close you guys followed it, but you guys know the Carl. Is it Carl Anthony?
Yeah, Carl. No, not Carl Anthony.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, yeah.
And Anthony Edwards, the basketball player who got that video vixen or that social media influencer pregnant, told her he didn't want to have the baby. She still had the baby. After he told her no, gave her the bread to unalive it.
Yeah.
Gave her the bread, said I don't want to have this kid. She still had the baby. Then he gave her 18 years of child support in full up front. So he didn't have to deal with her and said, don't call me. I'm not signing a birth certificate. I'm not going to be there for that child. I don't exist to that child, right? Mm-hmm. So out of curiosity, ladies, do you guys think that he's a scumbag for moving the way that he did? I'm going to ask Chelsea first because you made the point about guys can just leave, because he literally told her, I don't want to have this kid. We weren't supposed to get pregnant. You weren't supposed to get pregnant.
The act happened in the first place. So
I mean, because people like to have sex.
Enough? Well, right, but wear a condom.
I mean, that's true, but what if the guy, once again,
There's
remember we talked about what Ty was saying, we don't have the right to have an abortion, because what if the guy's just like, yo, look, we had a good time, it was a good night, I don't want to be a father, I definitely don't want you to be my baby mother, here's the money, go handle that. Is he wrong for that? I mean, I'm just saying, if he's like, funny, I don't want this, here's the money, go handle that. Is he wrong for that?
I'm sorry.
I'm just curious. No judgment. No, I'm just how do you ladies, do you guys think a guy is wrong for saying that?
Personally, I think that, yes, I think it's messed up. But I think will be even more messed up is him being forced to be there and being a crap father. So it's like, I would rather you not be there at all than be there and be trash.
What are you gonna get? Are you gonna take my child support and like mess up my standard of living?
Well, he put it up. You said here's 18 years up front.
Oh, you talking about his situation? Okay, yeah.
That situation,
that's now, though.
Yeah.
So he done paid for the baby. Like the financial aspect, he said, take
but
this.
But see, what caught me was when you said he gave her the money to get the procedure done, which means that she took it, so she agreed. That's where I'm like, you're tripping.
She did agree. She did agree.
She didn't do the. She didn't do the.
That was weird.
The termination. But he told her off rip. Like, that's why I'm trying to feel like, do you guys feel like in this situation, Anthony Edwards was wrong for saying, listen, I don't want to have this kid, especially not by you. Here's the money.
Yeah.
Handle that. And then, was he wrong? Like, he was honest up front. Like, if a man is telling you, I don't want to be a father right now, why would you make that man? Why would you force that man to be a father? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think that's something messed up with that? There
are different age situations that I think taking. So like the 19-year-old version of this, because this chick is like 40, 41, 42 from what I heard.
Significantly older than him.
Yeah, she's significantly older than him. The 19-year-old is probably going to get that taken care of. The 40-year-old with no kids, she ain't getting that John, bro. Cause she like, listen, this is my last chance.
Yeah,
to be a mom. She is not getting no 40-year-old woman with no kids is getting no. Listen, if it's me, I wouldn't even. Agree. She ain't doing it. If Chelsea, she told you, she's lying.
Is he wrong, Chelsea? Because you're the one who took us to this conversation. Is he wrong for having that stance and just saying that up front? Like, I'm just curious. If you feel that way, it's fine.
Yeah, listen, we want the controversy. We're here for it.
Wrong, but my thing
him
is
not having sex with her unprotected. That's up front.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I know it's a difficult question. This is what Ty was saying is like women dictate every life that comes into this world.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Men don't have that control. Men can't say have it, don't have it. Whatever the woman wants to happen, that is what happens.
That's what happens.
And that's why we tell men, protect your seed. Because once you get her pregnant, you lose all your rights. Like after that, if you don't want to be a father, if she wants to have that baby, she's gonna have that baby. You know what I mean? Like that's why we tell men, don't, sexual discipline. You know what I mean? Like, because it just sucks that I just felt, we've said this before. If women have, what's the word? Like if women are able to terminate babies, men should be able to financially abandon babies they don't want to have. You know what I'm saying? Like if women can just be like, no, I'm just going to have an abortion. And what if the guy wanted to keep it? And the chick's like, no, but I don't want this baby.
I don't want it. Yeah.
And then she does it. When the guy's like, no, but I want to be a father.
Guess what?
See what I'm saying? We have
no one gives an F. No one gives one F.
No control over that.
Well, you don't have to carry it for 9 months and then birth it.
Yeah, y'all got it both ways. If he don't want to have it and you want to have it, you keep it. If he wants to have it and you don't want to have it, you just toss it.
But y'all have a privileged position where y'all have 100% of the
child if he doesn't want to be the father.
Yeah,
and be like, you bet you can have it, but you're not getting any of my bread. Do you think women would still keep it? No,
I'm going back to because here's the thing: you guys you're giving us not giving, but we're starting the scenario-ly, right? Women have 100% of the say so, blah blah blah. Not blah blah blah. I'm not describing.
Definitely not blah blah blah.
It's definitely not blah blah blah. But the reality is, you guys have it as well because you ejaculated inside of.
We have it for 3 minutes before we come inside of you, and then it's over.
And you should have used those 3 minutes wisely because it could affect the next 18 years of your life.
Okay, all right. Listen.
Do you think most people who engage in sex want to get a kid out of it?
No.
Okay. So then
why are you not careful?
Most people don't go into it. Most people just want to have a good time. You get your nut off, I get mine. Well, hopefully you get yours, but I get mine.
Yeah, maybe we got different goals. Maybe we got different goals. Like,
but
whoever finished first, like.
You don't go into these situations wanting to get a kid out of it.
Right.
So like, why? I don't know, man.
If that's the case, then why aren't you careful from the start? If you don't go into it wanting a kid, then why
listen,
are you
I love that Rick Ross song, "Live Fast and Die Young." You just gotta live fast, bro. You gotta roll them dice sometimes. Like, I mean, sometimes.
I was just curious about that part, so we went a little bit long.
Yeah, we did go long.
At least I wanted to flesh out this like perspective.
Let us know what y'all think, family.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. Take the baby part out. Just leave this out. That's two different podcasts. All right,
yeah, it was. It's definitely two.
Brianna, I don't know, Bojack. I'm gonna call her Bojack. Bojack.
Oh, it's Sharkeisha.
Yeah, Sharkeisha.
Don't do her like that.
All right, y'all. Let us know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.